Bloody lie. Nobody could have known the price behind this lie. Nikita drives a transport truck along the roads of the contamination zone, occasionally pulling up a second map for comparison. Order 207-10209, same route, but the transportation time was nearly double the usual duration. Listed reason, a collapsed storm. But it was a clear day. No such storm occurred. It must have been something else. Warning, you are off route. Recalculating. Nikita ignores the system alert and turns onto a different fork in the road. As they pass a massive landfill, Coolidge, who has been quietly lying in the passenger seat, suddenly sits up and starts barking out the window. Are you picking up a scent similar to the blood sample? Woo woo! Alright, let's get out of here. Following Coolidge, Nikita enters the sprawling trash mounds that stretch for kilometers. Rubble, scrap metal, is like a world long abandoned. Coolidge leaps to an elevated spot, raises his head, and gently shakes it as if trying to pinpoint a scent in the air. Before Coolidge can make a move, Nikita hears footsteps behind her. Who's there? Hey, how many times do I have to say it? This is my turf! You think you can mess with the king of this dump without facing his gun? Ow! Before he can even draw his pistol, a searing pain shoots through his wrist. He looks closely and realizes the doll, who was some distance away just a moment ago, is now standing silently right in front of him, gripping his wrist tightly. His gun clatters to the ground. Ow, ow! Mercy, please, brave warrior. Take whatever you want. Scavenge all you like. I'm not here to scavenge. I just need you to answer a few questions. You got it, I swear. I'll tell you everything I know, ma'am. Have you seen this man before? Nikita pulls up a photo of David from her terminal and shows it to him. This guy, I don't recognize the face, but... The scavenger squints at the terminal, then slaps his forehead. Oh, that outfit! I have seen it before. A few months back, on the other side of the trash hill. He looked like he was burying something. When I saw him, he was facing off with some ELIDs. Burying what? Oh man, let me tell you, I was scared shitless. He had this black plastic bag and was surrounded by ELIDs. To escape, he hurled the bag at them. Guess what? They ripped it open and a corpse fell out. Intestines and fingers flying everywhere, just like in a horror flick. The scavenger gestures animatedly, but Nikita's expression grows grim. Where exactly did this happen? Take me there. Is this a murder case? Am I helping solve a case? Cut the nonsense and move. This is it, I reckon. The scavenger leads Nikita to the other side of the trash hill. Months of wind and sand have buried all traces. There are no visible signs of the violence that he just described. But the scent of blood still lingers. As soon as Coolidge arrives, he starts barking and digging at a specific spot. Here? Nikita kneels down and begins sifting through the garbage with her hands. After a while, she stops. The scavenger leans over and sees Nikita staring blankly at something in her hand. It's a very small child's shoe, powder blue, tattered and broken. That... Before the scavenger can say anything, Coolidge, who had been wagging his tail beside Nikita, suddenly leaps up and barks furiously behind them. Help! Here, ladies! What the hell? I thought this area was already cleared by hunters. The ELIDs drool and growl ravenously as they close in. The scavenger's legs give out in fear. We're screwed. I didn't bring enough ammo. Step back. Huh? The scavenger stares dumbly as Nikita steps forward and plants herself in front of him. She cuts a sharp and resolute figure. I said step back. Leave this to me.
類の重さだ。汚物は承諾。味方たっての作戦を遂行。私が終わらせる。正義の現行犯で逮捕する。未来は定まった。ティータイムのお時間です。私が終わらせる。
This isn't the meeting frequency we agreed on. Seeing each other too often increases the risk of exposure. I told you this before, didn't I? In a dimly lit room, Inessa and Nikita sit facing each other. Inessa seems irritated. Gone is the warmth and friendliness she showed at their initial meeting. So, what do you want this time? I'll be direct, Inessa. Are you in contact with Mangi Security? Inessa raises an eyebrow. Do you know what you're saying? I suspect my superior is a mole for Mangi Security. To make that kind of accusation, you must have quite a bit of evidence. Go on then. Not hard proof, but then save it. I didn't expect a doll to be delusional. Or maybe the alleged performance defects of your frame model, the ones used to justify your dismissal, weren't fabricated after all? Inessa remains unfazed. Listen, Nikita, if you don't want this mission, you can back out. I only picked you because you seem to understand the concepts of justice and duty better than other dolls. In other words, you're the best option, but not the only one. Though I do need to correct what I said earlier. Given your performance so far, if you do choose to quit, I won't allow you to return to the Public Security Administration. In fact, I will request to have all your neural logs purged, just to ensure no confidential information leaks. Nothing personal, it's protocol. Inessa speaks casually, but Nikita hears the veiled threat in her words. I don't care what you think of me, but you do seem to be contradicting yourself. What do you mean? You keep emphasizing how replaceable I am, while at the same time making threat after threat to stop me from quitting. So which is it? Do you want me gone or not? It's up to you. I'm just making the consequences clear. I'm not leaving. I'll keep investigating. Investigating what? Whether I'm Mangi Security's mole? No, I want to find out what happened to Una and bring whoever hurt her to justice. The tension in the room shifts the instant Nikita utters the name. Inessa's eyes widen slightly. For a moment, she is speechless. After a while, she finally finds her voice. It wavers as she speaks. You said hurt. What happened to Una? What have you found? Nikita pulls the bloodstained badge and broken shoe out of her backpack. Speaking softly, she recounts how she discovered that a Mangi Security employee had been stealing company property, and how she found Una's toy badge in his warehouse. And this shoe? I hacked that colleague's transport terminal and checked his delivery logs. Out of the 78 completed runs along this one particular route, 77 took almost exactly the same amount of time, within 3 hours of variance, but one delivery, on February 9 this year, took almost twice as long. That delivery's timestamp matches closely with when Una got into his car in the surveillance footage, just a day or two earlier. So while doing another delivery run, I took a detour to investigate the route. That's when I found the landfill and this shoe. Inessa falls silent. She turns the badge and shoe over and over in her hands, as if searching for any trace of life on the inert objects. At last, she looks up and asks with a trembling voice, "Did you find Una or her?" For the first time, Nikita recognizes the emotion known as heartbreak in Inessa's eyes. It makes her hesitate to speak the whole truth. No, these two things are all I found. Inessa says nothing. She just stares at the objects in front of her, as if trying to trace Una's story through them, as if bracing herself to face a pain that might be too great to bear. Inessa's breathing is clearly audible in the silence. It is the kind of rugged breath that gives the illusion of someone drowning. The sound of an incoming call pierces the silence like a knife breaking through ice. The air seems to flow again. Inessa glances at the communicator beside her. On the screen flashes a codename she both fears and despises. She collects herself. Hello. Yes, I'm listening. Inessa stands up and walks to the window. After a moment, she glances back at Nikita. She did not report anything about that incident to me. She only said she encountered the Bayegers and lost a shipment. Even if she did learn something, I can file to have her neural cloud reformatted through completely legal and proper channels. No loose ends. Hold off for now? Alright. So it was a task assignment error. No wonder. I've been wondering why she was assigned to run that route. Should I dispatch a team of public security officers to the location? Understood. I've taken note. As the person on the other end of the line seems ready to hang up, Inessa hurriedly stops them. Wait. May I speak with Una? Just for a moment? There are things I'd like to say to her. We'll be allowed to meet after the mission? Alright. The call disconnects. Inessa remains by the window. Outside, the light rain begins to fall. Droplets trail down the glass, passing over her reflected face and vanishing into the night. Maybe it wasn't even Una's. The probability isn't absolute. But who was it? Who was what? The suspect. The smuggler of the illicit drugs. Your colleague. What's his name? David. David Evans. David Evans. Inessa grips the badge in her hand, its sharp edges digging into her palm. Like frenzied thorns growing from beneath a crumbling ruin, a burning zeal fills Inessa with a newfound sense of purpose. David Evans. David Evans. David Evans. Inessa murmurs the name over and over, like a sorceress in the forest casting a dark, grotesque spell. Inessa, ma'am. It's all utter bullshit. What are you talking about? At the sound of Nikita's voice, Inessa clutches her own throat with both hands tightly. Stop it. Stay back. Inessa gasps for breath, her nails digging into her neck. After a while, her breathing steadies, and her eyes slowly clear. She looks at Nikita again. Nikita, are you interested in learning the truth? Pardon? About things from the past, and things that are about to happen to you in the future. I originally planned to help that vampire trick you to the end, so that when the mission ended, I could take Una and leave it all behind. But now that Una's gone, nothing matters anymore. If I don't fight back, I'll be bled dry in the end too. And if that happens, I'll have no way to avenge her. Yes, while I'm still in the game. Nikita sees a dark flame dancing in Inessa's eyes. The all-consuming flame of hatred. But this intel doesn't come free. I need your help. She spits out the words with vehement clarity. I want revenge.